More photographs that prove Americans aren't the sharpest tools in the shed. Let's get into it. Best buy date. Receive these. I'm assuming the American is commenting. So in the American's mind, this would be February 22nd, 2025. And the best buy date was 01. See, even their logic is hard to apply. The best buy date was, so in their mind, January 10th, 2025. So they're saying, but really the best buy date is the 1st of October, 2025. So yeah, we've seen this this date format issue very often. I find it interesting actually that humans have such difficulty having any uniformity. A lot of the times having a standardized universal measurement and system for things like this is smart, but the Americans, I think we get it. We get it. All right, next one. On what cold really is. Canada is cold. They have photos of really, really hot days. I gotta say, it was like 23 degrees here yesterday. It was friggin' smoking. That said, I'm going on vacation in a few days, and it's gonna be friggin' hot where we're going too. Thank God for air conditioning. And yeah, it's gonna be nice though. You stay by the water, you go swimming, you figure out you can stay cool. Bro, 34 is cold. It's 110 right now in taxes. I assume they mean Texas. Smart boy. Yeah, Americans really don't know what Celsius is. On Quebec, come to Quebec. You'll learn quickly that no one loves anyone enough to give them the right of way. And we have Biden to thank for that. We have Biden to thank for Quebecers' lack of courtesy? That doesn't make sense. Even for an American, this one's impressively stupid. On tattoos, Olivia, 12th of March, 25. December 3rd, 2025? You had a future baby? You'd think Americans, when they see a contradiction in their mind, or there's a contradiction in their own mind that might make them think like, oh, maybe, people use a different metric, different system, a different format, maybe, I don't know. Logic is not logicking. 19 on Disney. All of Europe is just a larger version of Disneyland. We fly in to have coffee, look at the cool stuff their ancestors did 500 years ago, and then go back to our own countries where we invent and innovate. That's got to be the dumbest thing I've ever read. Number 20, on bagging groceries. Am I supposed to bag these myself? Almost everywhere in Europe. Yes. Move your hands, people are waiting. Why would I do that when someone else is supposed to do it? No, in America, that's the cashier's job. Baggers literally get paid for that reason. So thankful I don't live in Europe. You're thankful you don't live in Europe because you might have to bag some groceries? That said, obviously, I think we've all seen the prevalence of self-checkout terminals now, right? Where you're kind of just doing it yourself. I do miss the days of just having a lot of cashiers that can do it. But a lot of stores you kind of bag your own groceries though, because the cashier's ringing everything through, or you have somebody with you and they can bag them while you're kind of paying and doing your thing. But this is just pettiness. On language, American isn't a language. You're speaking it right now. That's English, not American. American is the modern version of English. Wow, every word that you just said was wrong. A Windows supremacist. Probably a supremacist of some other ilk. 2,250 pounds equals 1,020 kilograms. Dead head face thing. Dead skull. Feel 500 hora hoga. What the hell? No, 1,020 kilograms. Who on earth uses kilos? Pretty much everybody. It's true. If you mention pepperoni to Italians, I said that funny. Italian. Hey, if you mention pepperoni to Italians, they just stare at you as if you were babbling. Along with most things you think are Italian, American Italians are the reason Italian food is most popular. It's just facepalm central. Facepalm central, baby. 24 on the invention of English. Hamburgers per bald eagle. What in the American tragedy is going on here? Y'all hating on America, but speaking English and learning it years. Why is their grammar so poor? Y'all hating on America, but speaking English and learning it years. You think the US invented English? Definitely. It's impossible. Who are these people lumbering around? I'm seeing robots. I'm seeing robots walking by every day. I'm seeing robots. La 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 la. On hospital bills. Never paid a hospital bill in my life. Me neither. You're welcome for American tax dollars covering your second-rate country. Wow. Arrogant, ignorant, and uneducated. There you go. On speeding. Bro did not have to do me like that. Putting your car in kilometers because you're ashamed of your speed is crazy. Or I live in Canada, you weird kid. Yeah, we use kilometers in Canada. We have the metric system. However, people still use imperial measurements for a lot of stuff too. On freedom, yeah, we have free will. Brother, everybody has free will. Not Europeans. They don't have it. No, of course not. America's the freest country in the world, for sure. On the weather, 42 degrees ain't shit. You ever work 10 mandatory side quest hours in 90-degree weather? 10 mandatory side quest hours. What is going on with these pictures? It's degrees Celsius, not Fahrenheit. So 42 degrees Celsius for me is equivalent to 107.6 Fahrenheit. Celsius is made up. That Google conversion ain't real. Okay. Whatever you say, if you say it, it must be true. On the future. They do say China is living in the future. They're also manufacturing in the future. Another American that's confused with date formatting. Okay, we've seen that enough. On soccer. You mean soccer? In the whole world, only 4 countries call it soccer. Did your country land on the moon? How do you go from that to does your country land on the moon? What is the Americans' obsession with landing on the moon? And that was 50, 60 years ago. Almost 60 years ago. 69, right? So 56, 57, almost 60 years ago. Does your country have free healthcare? Mic drop. And this whole soccer thing, people have different names for different things in different areas. Like, Americans call it soccer. We call it soccer here in Canada too. That's what we call it. Like, is your kid playing? Yeah, he's playing soccer. That's just what we call it. It's ironic because, like, American football, they play with their hands. At least football, like, they actually play with their feet. All right, last one. On the 4th of July. Oh, no. How do people in England feel about America celebrating today? Is Wimbledon their way of snubbing their nose? Nobody cares. You're not the center of the universe. Go away. To put it in a particularly British way, we're almost overcome with indifference. Yeah. Nobody cares. America is to the world what Toronto is to Canada. There you go. All right. That was a bad comparison. See you on the next one. Peace out.